Well, now we're just more poorly lit than we were. You're just trying to follow it.
I set this up. I have backlighting and light right on my face. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're just poorly lit. I won't stand for it.
Run and get the sheriff.
It's the Cowboy Crew.
Ryan knows.
Oh, hey, hey, creepy.
What's up?
We got a countdown to the stream starts, or are we rolling?
It started. There was the theme tune, and then that's over now.
Oh, hi, what's up there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
Hey, what's up there, ladies and
children of all ages?
Welcome to the United States' one and only Great British Baking Off production.
I like how you wanged that really badly.
Yeah,
that's what I appreciate.
Psychosomatic, addict, insane.
I like you keep fading completely into the darkness and coming back through.
Clearly having a great time.
I've been very into like all that I've wanted to listen to is early aughts Janet Jackson and just like new metal are the only things that I've been listening to.
Okay.
And
Watch
and
this.
Ryan, your aesthetic really kind of fits both.
Yeah. What new metal are you been listening to?
Honestly, and y'all are gonna be mad at me, and I mean everyone, but I got a Linkin Park song stuck in my head.
Linkin,
I pulled it up and I was like, that shit actually.
No,
it depends what album you're talking about.
Hybrid Theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hybrid Theory. Yeah,
it's kind of the only one.
It really is.
Yeah.
I liken that to take it back to the 80s to Depeche Mode's Black Celebration. I think those albums are very similar.
What, that they fell off like pretty completely after that?
That's not true about Depeche Mode at all.
I know. So why that? But what? Okay, all right.
That's just sonically like that. Like the Linkin Park album sounds like a metal version of that Depeche Mode album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you are in full creep. I don't feel.
I like for the rest of the month of October, you have to do it this way.
Spooktober.
Yeah.
Spooky season.
It's the right weird. It's
spooky. Spooky season.
It's it's Halloween, but it's also new metal video from
hell.
99.
Yeah, it's very. You're sort of a one-man Woodstock 99.
1999.
Did you go to that second Fields Fest where I put the mud on?
No.
It was real good. I won the second Fields Fest. Few people will tell you this, but
You won it?
Yeah, because it was raining and I was the only one that like went full mud, Nine Inch Nails style.
As a like to try to get everybody to Woodstock 99 with you?
I was plenty happy to go all by myself.
And you did.
I didn't know if you were trying to start a movement.
No, no.
Well,
maybe
hey, do you want
20
to
years
talk
ago.
about the show?
Yeah, cake show. Oh man, I'm gonna have to turn a light on to read my notes.
So I have to say, Mark and I have decided that whoever is making up the challenges does not know cooking. They just have gone on Pinterest a bunch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. B, there's no good. Each year there's at least one person who's like the design person. Nobody is the design person this year. Nobody. And I feel like with each episode, my theory that these are second stringers that we got because the people who were better didn't want to live in the biodome. Like
I definitely
each year,
been feeling that.
Yeah. Not each year, but with each episode, I'm like, that's gotta be it. That's the only reason.
100%.
Yeah, this is the episode that I was like, oh wait, Star Baker is just the person who fucked up the least sometimes.
That's the fucking
Shouldn't
thing.
be like that.
Boom!
It should not be like that. It's
But that's
really
the-
weird.
Didn't seem earned this week. Didn't seem earned. No
Yeah.
one did good this week at all.
No, even the ones where they were like in contention for Star Baker, and then thinking back to what they said, they were like, well, it's not totally baked and it doesn't taste great. And then they were like, and you know what? I mean, comparatively, we got to give it to them.
Shouldn't be like that. It's so strange that it's like kind of Special Olympics-ized the whole show in that we like are kind of hoping that people will be able to do what they're supposed to instead of like
Yeah,
there
that,
being a
I'm feeling
competition
it's
of
like,
greatness.
I'd
yeah,
say
they're just kind of
also-
like all just showing up. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here,
all
I'm
of, the,
here.
all of the recipes or like the things that they want are sort of stupid, like gimmick versions of
Yes.
the stuff too. It's like I
A
don't
rainbow bagel. Like,
rainbow bagel.
what?
the fuck?
Rainbow, first of all,
I
There's
had
no-
written British people are trash on the top of my paper, and when they said that, I underlined it twice.
but also, there is no reason to have a plain bagel. You could at least put salt on that shit. Like, it is wild to
Right.
have a plain
Sea
bagel.
salt, poppy seeds, sesame seeds.
Yes, there's so many. Just shake it on there. It's nothing. It's
All
so
they do, a little egg wash and a little spitter.
It would be,
Onion.
but
Yes.
then to make it look like that, where you're like, oh no, it doesn't taste like fucking anything, but it does look like a thing that's going to turn your turds black as night.
Right? Yeah, some shit British people like they're like, oh, it's I don't know.
Well, they don't. I mean, it's been proven they don't actually like anything that's like a bold flavor.
That's true. They're
You know,
yeah,
they
they're
only
like
like
this
to look
mayonnaise is
crazy.
frightfully spicy.
Ryan, you have to stop.
At least, it's only really bad when he's like the big one on the screen, and then I kind of,
We
and
do
then it
have
makes
to-
me feel
One of
weird.
our quarantine projects does need to be that we shoot a music video for fucking anything. I don't care, but it's just Ryan on Zoom at night. Because you
Least
really
watched video on YouTube. We'll get negative views.
Yeah.
Mother Mary, won't you whisper?
Yeah.
I'm really happy about it. Also, so for soda breads, I do agree with Bacon Girl. Why do you need to make a sweet one?
Yeah.
Because that was part of the challenge.
But it's a
You fuck that.
Have you ever had soda bread before?
The only one of those that sounded any good at all was the chocolate and stout one.
that
I
one's
think
not
most of them seemed pretty good to me, and I really I wrote down, to Hermine, like, good.
Oh yeah, Hermine
She's
really.
a good risk taker. Congratulations and kudos.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it because I have a good feeling about it. And it came out, and they're like, wow, you invented a new thing. And
I generally was not down with all the meat bread, but it sounds like the risk that she took with the salmon really
Yeah.
paid off.
I
Oh
think
yeah, that sounded good.
when,
Actually, I would like to taste that.
Mhm.
when you say fish bread, initially I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to Fish Bread Island. But I think when they were like, I don't know, it's kind of just like a sandwich, except it's all just in the one bread, that I was like, I can see that. But then
Mhm.
I don't
Hermine
know.
was a perfect third round away from pulling ahead of everyone, and it just
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? A thing that I think I'm starting to like Hermine because
Definitely.
she does
She has
not
an earthy appeal.
And she doesn't
She-
give a fuck.
She does not give a fuck. I
Mhm.
like that Paul Hollywood rolls up and he's like, you're not going to have time to make this. And she's like, I'm going to stick it in the freezer. And just like, doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I know that this isn't enough time, but I already said I was doing it.
She's
So
like, adapt, overcome, and survive.
yeah, I appreciate the hell out of that.
Yeah, as opposed to Rowan, who just, everything was funny.
man, our boy, R.I.P. We all knew he was going to get the Oscar.
Apparently,
Did you watch our stream from last week, Ron?
I kind of skipped through it a little bit, but did you guys really touch base on?
Oh my god! Well, he should have left last week, and
I'm glad he didn't because I like making fun of him.
I know. So that is the thing where I was like, and I'm a little bit sad that they let him go now because it seemed like the two options were
they couldn't have got, no one else was as shitty as him.
Well, right, but it seemed like, but nobody was as shitty as him last week, and they let him go through.
Yeah, and I liked Mac like personally.
Me too,
dude. But his stuff must have tasted really basic or whack or something.
I think it was too
being like, let's give Rowan one more week. He's the villain now. Rowan is the villain of Bake Off.
Oh God! And that
it just sucks when somebody who shouldn't have left when they did left over someone who gets kicked off the next week.
Yeah, that's the thing where it seems like if y'all were going to make this leap and you were going to be like, you know what? No, now we keep people on that don't deserve it. Yeah, they're better TV. That like, okay, well then commit to that. Make it like keep him on.
Yeah, forever.
And then retroactively go back and get Norman and give him a fucking cake stand.
Yeah.
Because he was good TV. And they got
He was good TV. I think I think it was, and last year there was that weird, there was like a teen boy, like a boy band looking teen boy who had a similar thing where like he really fucking sucked and fucked it up super terribly, like first or second episode, and was way worse than everybody else, and they let him go through, but they only did it just one time. So I don't know, maybe that's a thing now. Also, the child who will go to the Great War to die.
Howdy do.
That's our boy, Peter.
First, his video package this week where they were talking about him baking with his gluten intolerant brother, he and his gluten intolerant brother were baking like this.
You want them to fuck?
Oh yes, right there. Add more of the nuts.
Flowers in the attic.
And then he needlessly made his bake gluten-free.
Oh yeah, what the fuck was that?
Your brother's not there.
Like it's very cakey.
Yeah,
there's no gluten in it.
Okay, he's on a competition and nobody eats that if they don't have to. Like what?
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it seemed wild that he was like, I guess if you were so confident that you were doing it just to flex, that like they would be like, this is the best soda bread I've ever had, and then you could be like, and it's gluten-free for my hot brother. But if you don't know that it's going to be that good, then don't try it.
Yeah, the way they described it, it sounded like a good gluten-free bread. They're like, yeah, it's got this weird consistency, and then it turns
like this sounds like
the glue. I was like, that sounds exactly like gluten-free bread.
Yeah, like it probably was a good gluten-free bread, but
not like this delicious Russian rye bread that I'm having right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I went to the Slavic Emporium store up in Reisterstown today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, got to treat yourself.
Their chocolates are really gross.
They do have weird chocolates, but that's not why I go there. I go there for the produce.
I mean, that makes sense. Good packaging, bad chocolates.
Yeah, their produce and dairy is really good.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anybody... He's got to be fucking the brother, right?
No, he's not fucking the brother.
Why is he in every single video package? They're like an inch apart.
Cheek to cheek.
Yeah.
And he's needlessly making gluten intolerant bakes all the time.
He misses his brother so much.
Yeah. Why? I mean, like to the pure, all things are pure, and I just don't see it.
Something strange happened at the very end of this episode, which is I had understood that they were all locked down together, and I was starting to try to think like maybe fucking Noel is like kind of weird, like maybe that wasn't something he planned on and he's not really into it. But then we saw Mega Leg's daughters come up to him.
Yeah, I think
what the fuck is that?
they came with him to the bubble.
Is that because there's no one to look after them because he doesn't have any partner or friends?
But
Yeah.
does that mean that Ermine's kid is also there?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
And does that mean the brother is there?
Like an emotional support brother.
Emotional support brother, yeah.
Yeah.
And he takes him
would
around
assume-
on one of those little harnesses.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's-
Ooh, all right.
He's glued.
I'm
in
on board
power,
now,
but I think
Madison.
He can take care of himself.
But
Yeah.
that's not the justification that they want. They want to. They
Yeah.
have to get out of their parents' house if they're going to get that good fucking.
I want to know who else is there because I feel like that will help me understand what's going on with these people
really
more.
don't. And then I was also, as I was thinking about that, then I was thinking like, so are they staying in a hotel? And if they're staying in a hotel, are all the people that work for the hotel that do like housekeeping and stuff, do all of those people have to get locked down?
No,
like,
they just like stay out of contact with each other. It looks like to me, it looks like they're on the grounds of an estate.
Yeah.
He stayed in a hotel. Here, I found an article about it.
Oh shit!
I'll fill you all.
Oh, do tell.
Go ahead and
Also-
talk. I'll let me read it, and then I'll fill you in.
Mark
you
apparently
just
found
found it,
out
right.
that Rowan was leaving accidentally
Hmm.
through the magic of the internet.
Oh.
But apparently the British people were mad that Rowan left because they liked him.
They thought he was funny.
Incompetent. He's incompetent.
I like. Yeah,
And
I like
loving
that
it.
because
That's
he
what's
was.
wild.
They think he's funny because they think it's funny when lower class people aspire to be upper class and get it wrong.
You got it.
Ooh,
Yeah,
shit.
nailed it.
That's why
Nailed
they
it.
like him.
Jordan,
because
you
they're
get the
fucking
crown.
The
assholes.
thing that they love is classism.
Yeah,
Oh.
you get the crown, Jordan. You get the crown, Queen.
He's like a David Brent or like Alan Partridge kind of like oblivious character
Yeah.
to them.
You know what? You're not wrong. Also, though, Baldy, what's his name? Fuck. The host.
Oh, Matt Lucas.
Matt Lucas made maybe the best like joke that has ever been made on Bake Off.
As a gay, what is the thing? He's
And you call yourself
of a gay man.
It was
Oh
like,
yeah, that was pretty good.
I
was
want
so
to make
good.
T-shirts, and you call yourself a gay man.
That
I-
was amazing.
Yeah, that's a-
He's being a maniac. He is just like
He
full
really is.
in like pedal to the metal, being as silly as possible. And it's weird to me. Why is Noel being like a straight man? What?
I don't know, but like, why do neither one of them get to eat any of the treats? That
I've
upsets
always
me.
wondered about that.
He just stands.
Early days.
No, they eat it sometimes.
So
I feel like even Mel and Sue.
Noel just stands there while the other with Paul Hollywood and who's her face stand there and stuff their face and talk shit on cookies, and he's just like, "Yep, I couldn't do that." I'd be like,
Maybe they get it later. They can have some later.
I guess. So.
That is weird. Also, this is not related to anything that we're talking about, but Olive Prue's clothes are so ugly, and her necklace looks like toenails. Oh fuck! She said when they were talking about the bread challenge, where she said, "Anyone can design on paper, but it's another skill entirely to bake it." Which, like, so what? The thing is, anyone can make art, but baking is really fucking hard. Which then makes me wonder.
Because it's art plus something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. But then it does make me wonder, because of all of her ugly, like, foofy kooky mom modern art clothes, maybe, like, she only thinks that, like the only art that is made in the world is, like, Jackson Pollock. And so, like, in her mind, she's like, yeah, anytime you do a drawing on paper, that's nothing. You have to make a loaf of bread, that's hard.
It was weird. It was one
I
of those
mean,
things
she's
where-
not wrong.
But when
Okay,
they were
so
talking about the rainbow bagels, they were like, I don't know. I've never done this. I don't do this either. Like, why are you making amateurs do it? What?
Well, they are amateurs.
Yeah, but like Prue and Paul were saying that they don't do the rainbow bagels.
But that's
hardly
always
ever.
so. Here's the thing: is that, like, when I was thinking about that challenge is just making bagels. It's just making regular bagels, and they just add like 2 additional steps where they're like, oh, divide up the dough and put food coloring in it, and then swirl it.
Right.
But you're just fucking making bagels.
Making
so it's
bagels
not,
tricky.
but like, it's not that wild. I feel like they've had other technicals before where they've had like the Spanish wind tort where you make like a weird box out of marzipan and fill it with cream.
Ooh.
And like that's a wild thing to make. And it's definitely a thing where you're not going to like rely on your knowledge from other stuff because it's so weird. And or like tennis court cake or that weird green cake that they had to dye with like spinach juice. So like this one wasn't even hard. I think it's just that everybody's so much less skilled than usual that they're all kind of on the struggle bus for doing something that's maybe kind of basic.
I don't understand why they seem to think they can't repeat or something. Like they can't go and just do a nice, simple challenge and we see who's tastes the best and who had the cool, like the best idea for a regular ass bake.
Yeah. Like it's fine. It's fine to like make some stupid shit.
I would love to see somebody just like, I mean, also they've done so many of them now. Like, is anybody really going to be that, like, is anybody going to be that flipped out if they're like, you made somebody make pita breads 2 years ago? Which is like,
yeah,
well, yeah,
no one's going to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just dig.
I don't know. Has anybody looked at
the
the
couple of seasons that nobody's watched?
Is there a subreddit about Bake Off? Yeah,
sure
they probably be like, this challenge is an awfully like the one 3 seasons ago when they did such and such.
And it was different people then, you know. It's
that's the thing is that different. Like other people, especially since this crew is so much less good, that
mediocre
like
crew.
Some stuff that like the people who were better might have been already having a little bit of trouble with, like those. I don't know. They've done all kinds of wild shit where it's like I would love to see some real fuck ups do this.
So I've got some details.
Okay.
All right.
So all the bakers were chosen before England went into lockdown.
Oh no. Also, that seems like kayfabe.
That might be kayfabe because I feel like there had to have been some people who were like, "Yeah, no, I can't move in with you guys for 6 weeks."
To say they're chosen, they mean like they probably could have had, like you're saying, like a couple of tiers of people.
Yeah, I think
they're like, oh yeah, we chose like 56 people,
right?
You know,
and then we
so
just
that could just be a little semantic juggling right there.
So they moved from, I guess they had used to be at Welford Park in Berkshire. They went to Downhall Hotel in Essex, which it sounds so Baltimore. You go Downhall and which I guess is on a bunch of parkland. So they're like living in the hotel and then going out. And they were asked if they were able to relocate with partners if they wanted, children if they were sole carers, and even their dogs.
Wow.
And then they like provided chaperones for the kids, and there's a dog pen, which sounds great.
That does sound good.
The dog pen.
And they basically just all lived in this one wing of a hotel. Sick. And the production, like the hotel like didn't have food, like they didn't have catering staff or anything on premise, so they had to do their own catering.
Oh.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
They said Paul was doing a pizza night.
God.
Prue was doing flower arranging. They compared it to summer camp.
I don't believe those last two things at all.
No way.
I don't think if you're like, I'm the star of this show that's been running for over a decade, I don't think that you're like, and I'll just come and make pizzas for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, one night he will. He'll do it all. He'll do it once.
Yeah, maybe.
They didn't have anything going on, I guess. So they had like bingo night. Like Matt Lucas hosted a bingo night.
No, because they're all there and they're all bored.
Yeah. Well, apparently also they had like they set up kitchens in like a parking deck or something. So everybody had like their own practice kitchens as well.
Weird.
That's really nice.
Whoa. They really like went all
Usually
out.
they'd be able to practice, right?
Yeah, I mean this
they go
is
home.
one of like the most popular TV shows in England, so they definitely have the money to do whatever they need to do.
Gotcha.
This isn't, well, I keep jumping around, so it doesn't matter. I do think that Noel is hitting on Viking Girl because he's bored.
They finally had
Yeah.
their first like kind of successful like flirty interaction this time.
Yeah.
When he was talking about Paul Hollywood to the camera and she was cracking up. That was like the warmest thing that we've seen there.
That was definitely happening. But then also later when they were talking about like who gets how people are reacting and that kind of thing, when it was just them with Paul and Prue,
Mm-hmm.
then he had that moment where Matt Lucas was like, oh, she said that she's like the stupid swan joke. And then Noel had the whole like, she can't be a swan because she is like this, ba-da-da-da-da-da, where it was like, oh, it's you're trying to make something happen a little bit.
Yeah, he's gross.
Really?
Straight up. Yeah, he's gross. I mean, like, I think he's funny and like he's good at what he does, but just like as a person, like if he was hitting on you, like, ugh.
You think like he's gross looking, or you think he's like a nasty?
His just whole. I mean, he's not necessarily unattractive, but his whole vibe.
His whole lifer deal.
He's a lot. Yeah, his whole vibe is just skeezy.
I think the thing
I don't fuck with him. No.
I feel like he's kind of
Like if Lottie was my sister, I'd be like, yo, that dude is a fucking creep. You should think twice.
Oh my God. Lottie lives, when she was listing, she was like, I live with like my aunt and my uncle and 9 of my cousins. It was a weird thing to be like,
what is
why?
that? And then
It's
she was like,
European.
and then
That's
she
some
immediately
European
said,
shit.
she said, and she called it my house. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's her aunt and uncle's house because that's
Yes.
where the aunt and uncle and the cousins live.
Yes.
Unless they all moved in with her, which doesn't sound as like possible.
I mean, things like that do happen.
It could, but it
Yeah.
kind of
Maybe it's the family estate, and she's got the bullshit pantomime coordinator job. You know?
Right. I guess that's true. If her job is like extremely part-time,
Yeah.
then maybe that's kind of the like so part-time that it's like 3 weeks leading up to Christmas and then
Mhm.
not at all.
Right, and she's just on the dole the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That means welfare in Britain.
she's like almost an Eeyore figure.
She's a really weird.
Yeah, yeah.
She's
I
a
feel
little
it.
bit little Lydia, a little Eeyore.
Yeah, and it's shocking because she might be the closest to human that this group has.
Totally.
Like everybody is some kind of goblin, but she's one that like you can see the smallest amount of things oozing out from the seams of her human costume.
I'm interested if Megaleg like keeps doing well. What will he become? Like that man with confidence will be a whole different character.
Well, they had that. There was a weird moment where I misheard it, but they were talking about drinking, and he had a moment where he's like, "I haven't had a drink in 4 years, but this show makes me want to." Which was
I
like,
missed
oh my
that. Damn.
Yeah, no, it was like that. Like they were having a good time, and I was like, "Fuck!" Did he just say that he's like?
I think that he lost his leg 4 years ago.
Right.
I mean, I assumed that was directly related to whatever the accident was.
Wait, didn't they say what it was?
He was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, maybe he was drunk.
I also, and people don't have to become Buddhist, but I did think it was weird that his bread, because the bread theme.
I liked his bread. I was down with that. I was like, word.
No, it looked good. But the bread theme was what you are most thankful for in the world, where it was like the one thing of all things that you are most thankful for. And people were like, we're picking just the weirdest shit. And his was like, I read a book about Buddhism and I didn't become Buddhist, but the book was good. And then I made this Buddhist wheel.
Well, maybe he realized how I interpret that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that he learned about the concept of Dharma,
Mm-hmm.
and it allowed him to find acceptance about his new place in life, because Dharma is all about basically accepting who you are and what your what you're naturally supposed to be doing in this life.
Well, you're probably right, but
I think a lot of people in times of great need find solace in Buddhism, but don't necessarily go on to become Buddhists. But like the Buddhism leaves, it's like they had it like help them through the time that they.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel that because like I definitely wouldn't consider myself a Buddhist, but like there's like certain precepts that I learned from it that like will always stick with me, and ideas about like how I see the world. Because it's not like a proselytizing religion. It really is like a science of the mind almost. The way I see it.
well, that sounds better than I think. But
Ryan, you know
just
I
thought
cheer
it was
for
weird
Western
that he
tradition,
did-
okay, above all else.
I thought it was weird how many different ones from the showstopper had the theater mask.
so many bad theater masks.
Everybody had
Good
theater
God.
masks.
Yeah. A lot of Geminis. That's like the hood like tattoo flash for
There it
Geminis. It's always like the or at
That's
least this,
pants.
good stuff.
Yeah, just a lot. Nobody is good at design. Everybody's shit. Sometimes the bad design is fun. Like Ermine's little tractor was like,
Yeah.
that was good. I mean,
I'd
it's
say
like,
Sura's bread. I liked the simplicity of it.
yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, that looks like a bread plaque, whatever. I mean, I had to look that up, but like, and then I was like, oh yeah, I've seen those, but it looked actually like one, you know,
Yeah.
like hers and old hippie lady,
Hash
what's
Granny.
her- yeah, Hash Granny, yeah, Laura, hers looked like
Linda.
that was Linda, Laura, okay, oh yeah.
Laura
okay.
is Juggernaut. Linda is Hash
That's
Granny.
right. Yes. Okay. I do have rude. It's like I've got like hot Muslim, perfect boy, robo leg, old hippie lady, Blink 182, Irish fat. You know, like to help me remember.
Blink 182 had a bad week. Blink 182
Dude, I
and
don't
Peter
know.
got
Who-
shook this week.
Oh no! Wait, I watched the
Yes, did.
Biscuit last week's Biscuits, and then this one back to back. I got a mix, but he killed Biscuits.
Right. Both of
I-
those guys were like getting too cocky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shot down in flames.
Pizza Cop has
Pizza
too much
cop.
pizza in her life.
Yeah, they
The
had
fact-
2 video packages centered around her and the dude making pizza
And
in
they
their
have a
backyard.
pizza oven built, and she brought pizza stones from home. Which
Yeah.
why do you need pizza stones when you have a giant fucking pizza oven?
She's like, I like pizza.
Yeah, they couldn't find another thing.
Fire up the brick oven.
Yeah.
when you, I just,
Pizza again tonight.
it's too much. It's too much for you and your fucking cop husband to be.
Oh wait,
making-
her husband's a cop.
yeah.
Oh man, they're real dickless over in England. They don't even get to carry guns most of the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just a gunless cop just making pizza.
What's yeah, like what's a gunless cop good for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh my god.
Cops.
Her whole vibe is the vibe of a person, like just exactly the person that has like, she's got like pajamas that say like time for wine. She really like part of her personality is defined by loving pizza, and she's married to a cop who
Loves
is
pizza.
just also that same thing, where he's probably like, don't talk to me until I've had my football. And then like that's who they are. And they
Don't
have
talk to me
Dr.
until I've had
Shit.
a
but lot
liter of Dr.
signs that
Pepper.
say shit. A lot of like in your kitchen, you have a sign that you bought from Target that says gather.
You know how
Live, laugh, love, girlfriend.
Yes.
I feel like there's a super basic thing where people in America are really into the like English Irish pub thing. I really wonder what they're like in England, where they actually have the pubs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are they really?
I guess they really
or
like
they're just,
pizza, I guess.
yeah. They just got really into pizza. That's
Mm.
I
I heard in
don't know.
Russia they have American parties
What happens?
Hell
out there?
yeah.
where they buy like a sheet cake and Doritos and a bunch of 2 liters of soda, and like dress like put like cargo shorts and visors on and just.
I mean, that sounds like an American party.
fucking
It also
cool.
sounds pretty. The idea of a bunch of Russians being like, "Look, Dorito!"
That's
like,
fucking lit.
yeah, no, it sounds very good and probably terrifying in a really fun way.
Oh yeah, because like when they open.
Yeah,
up
I was
all
about
the
to say
vodka,
it's
they
like just that, but everybody's doing crocodile.
They drink Bud Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something
like
like that. It's been a while since I heard about it, but it's all like they just go for it. Like
I'm
I'm into that.
strip mall.
We should have an American party.
Yeah, I was just thinking this
Every
is
day of my life, brother, man.
Yeah, we should have an American party for the
I'm so
election.
into it.
A Zoom party, American party.
Zoom party is so sad.
Yeah, for real.
Have y'all? This is a real deviation, but have y'all seen those incredibly sad adult cake smash photo shoots that grown-ups do when their lives are bad?
Cake smash?
I
So-
know that smash cakes are a thing because I've delivered one before, but they're normally for like a 3-year-old child.
So this is
Yeah.
the thing. Grown-ass adult people, usually people with kids, do, and they have photo shoots of them, and the photo shoots are terrifying and also don't appear to be sexual, which makes this even more confusing.
Oh, it's not sexual.
So the adult person for their like 35th birthday, because I think their life is sad. They set up a whole photo shoot where they set up like a little kid's birthday party for themselves. And it's the like white person one where they've like written stuff on a chalkboard. Like, today I'm 35. My favorite color is orange. I love to hug my dogs or whatever. They have like all the little kid decorations and shit, although it's usually like
Which way, Western man?
it's like, and then they smash the cake and take all these photos of them kind of usually also like fucking the space up. And it's always them alone in these photos. And there are not people in the back. Like, it's a photo shoot. So it doesn't appear to be a party.
We need Sharia law in this country right now. Right fucking now.
This one's especially bad. The chalkboard says, Kirsty, 31. I have 28 teeth, height 5'6", weight not ideal. I love naps, being a mommy, shopping. I hate cleaning, dogs licking themselves, adulting. When I grow up, I want to be rich. Fuck her.
Oof.
Somebody did. She's got kids.
And that was
Busted.
really a mistake.
Fair enough.
So I don't know how we got on this, but
You brought it up. Thanks for ruining my week.
yeah.
This one just looks like Carly Bales.
She would do one of those.
Yep.
That looks like.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
I don't know. British and Russian people probably don't do that, but
I hope not. Definitely not Russian people. British people, maybe.
They have like even if they're trash, they have a modicum of class that Americans do not have.
I think they just have
Who?
a different flavor of
Who?
trash.
Who?
Yes.
British? You think so?
I said a modicum. I'm not giving.
No,
them
I
that
think
I don't
it's
know,
just-
man.
They have the same
There's
amount.
some of them
garbage
do, but
that
there are
you
some
do.
real trash people from over there. They just don't get over here. All the ones that you've met here have that modicum because they can afford a plane ticket. And they had it enough together to get a passport. There's a fucking whole country full of motherfuckers in
I
tracksuits.
prefer Australians because Australians know they're trash.
Yeah, Australians are like, I don't even know, man. I mean, whew.
I like that this is a show where nominally we talk about the Great British Bake Off, but what we really do
Is bag on the
talk shit
Anglo
on different
diaspora.
groups of foreign white people.
Yeah.
It's Anglos. It's
Yeah.
just all Anglos, real Anglo trash talk hour.
Open season on the
Yeah.
Anglos.
Yeah, open season on
Chalky
Anglos.
loved to bike, don't he?
Yeah,
Chalky loved to bike.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So So what do we
Wait,
land?
did y'all see in Lottie's package that all her friends are old biddies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
I missed
every
that.
one of those people just had to be like her mom and aunts.
They
It-
were
right, yeah,
way
'cause she
older.
lives with
Those
all
were
of them.
not her
Yeah.
friends.
No.
Yeah, she don't got none.
No.
I mean, she's like 30 something, but I don't know.
But
Like,
her crew is straight 60 and over biddies, like 4.
yeah, really.
Yeah.
Does she
We're
have
also
dogs?
going to scream at her grandparents up on their like third floor.
Flat. They call them flats.
No, because that's like a community where like a nurse comes in.
I will say that if one of you was on a reality show and they were like, "We need I need some," and you're like, "Yeah, okay," and you're like, "I need some of my friends to be in like the little clip that they show to show about my life," and it was during the pandemic, I would probably be like, "No, I don't think I'm gonna be in your like friendship."
I feel like they had to have filmed a lot of that stuff before lockdown.
Oh,
'Cause
you
there-
think so?
I don't know, because there's a part where like Hermine was in a park with her kid, and there were like
Right.
people walking around without masks.
Unmasked. Yeah.
Oh,
Who's that
maybe
guy,
means-
Boris? Maybe Boris is not being real strict over there, is he?
Oh,
Or he got to it real late.
either
No, I
that.
think
Well,
we're on
they
the
they
same-
did start later than us, but
Yeah, I think they're kind of on the same. Actually, I think
Guy
they're
Boris.
stricter in some ways. I don't know.
I wonder if we could get from the people's video packages that, like, if we could figure out who is second or third string based on who can only have weirdly restrictive video packages. So, like, maybe
Ooh.
Ermine was earlier picked and Lottie was further down,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why.
Yo, I can't tell if Lottie's got a donk or not.
I can't tell if Lottie, like, there's so many things where she's just like switching in between two dimensions where I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe she's the hottie one who's a human. And then I'm like, no, she's
Yeah, I
things
can't-
that aren't
it's-
those things.
It's more of that British shit. You know.
I think that she's probably a decent looking person who just refuses to make any effort.
That's I think part of what, and this is rude to say.
Go for it.
Food.
Both barrels.
Yeah, I mean, her hair is so constantly disheveled
all
in
over the
like
place.
in a like cry for help, I am in a depressive slump kind of way where she's
Like I just ran out of the house. Like I was looking at that when I was watching the show. I was like, I don't want that in my bread.
no,
They're gonna be
the
like,
whole thing is such a weird like, because I think they do tell people like, hey, if you have long hair, you have to pull it up.
I
And
mean,
she just like
common
she
sense.
did this and then it went like this and she just let it happen. She didn't fucking straighten it even once. She's got a side pony through half of this and it's not intentional.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it just,
to be
like,
fair,
fell.
I've worn the
Yeah.
same gym shorts for like 6 solid months. So
But you're
I can't-
not baking food for
I'm
people
not on
on
television.
television.
Did you take them off and wash them?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Couple of times. You wear underwear under them?
Hell no, he
fuck
doesn't.
that.
You
Those
know,
are
if you
fish
wear
shorts.
guys, wear underwear because your pants last like way longer. It's like having underwear on. Wearing underwear. It's the whole package.
Ryan's being
Yeah.
sucked away.
Yeah, you can poop your pants, and it doesn't ruin, and it just gets to your underwear. It doesn't go
I
all
like
over your
that
actual pants.
We've been on this call for like an hour and Ryan is still having a nice time with this.
No!
There you
Like,
go.
you look silly now.
I am the fire starter. I think Lottie has to be depressed
Oh yes,
because
she's
Also-
not. She can't keep a job. She's not living with on her own.
Yeah.
She's her
No one
aunt
can
and
tell if
uncle who
she's
have a
slim
spare
thick
room.
or not. Yeah, no one can tell if she's slim thick or what.
she also when your ponytail, when you have long hair and your ponytail slips down, your ponytail is heavy. And when it's shifting around like that, it is uncomfortable. Like you have to be in a dark place to not be like, I'm going to fix this regardless of how it looks, because it feels Terrible.
Hey, stop that.
Well, we did get Rowan's partner revealed. That was like a minor little.
Oh.
He looks like a very
He
normal
looks
guy.
like a human.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's like a normal, competent guy who can take care of everything. Isn't going to make a big deal about anything. Lets Rowan
Yeah.
do his thing, but make sure the bills get paid. And
He must be either that guy's really lonely or Rowan is better at sex than you would assume.
I was. You know what? Look, can we talk? We talked about Rowan before. We're gonna talk
He's a
about Rowan
virgin,
again.
for sure.
What's up with the cold sore situation? It started
With
last
what?
week. He had a cold sore.
I've
last
been
week.
wondering about that
Oh,
too.
I didn't-
Yeah.
And it just drew attention to his mouth and, blah, 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 British people's mouth. But it was just like not a good scene. In
At
there.
that
I
point-
can't eat. Can you imagine his breath?
No,
It's yellow.
his mouth is rotted. It is
Kisses
a
on-
war
He,
battlefield
he
in
does,
there.
he does have like cartoon British people teeth.
Yeah.
Right,
And
yeah.
then paired with that cold sore, or maybe I was like, as the episode went on, I was like, or maybe he burned his lip on a crack pipe.
You know what? I feel like what he should
And then
have.
he's like, I've got all these great ideas. Like,
I feel like maybe he should have gone to blend that in, just a full coverage red lip.
right?
Just
I
like-
mean, everybody, like not everybody, but it seems like a good amount of other people have like a lot of makeup on. Like Nolan
You know-
certainly does,
Apparently,
and Laura wears a lot of makeup. A lot of them wear makeup.
apparently British people wear a lot more makeup than Americans do.
Because they're falling apart.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, their genetics are just weakened.
Yeah, by living on an island for so
Yeah,
long.
just
you can't.
centuries of island inbreeding.
Yeah, they haven't been conquered in too long. They got that nice infusion of like Saxon blood like 1,000 years ago,
And that was it.
Yeah, or the Normans came shortly after that. So
It's.
This is Ronsky's British History Corner.
I think it is. Pizza Cop is always wearing a really unflattering full coverage orangey kind of foundation that she's
yeah,
not really powdering, so it's real sticky looking.
yeah, that's what I was talking about. She looks like she looks like a circus peanut.
It's just, I feel like, I wonder if there's like a rule on the Bake Off set where they're like, you can't help them with anything. And that includes if they look crazy, you can't tell them. You
Bathroom emergencies.
just- whatever it is.
I'm having
Can't
a
help them.
bathroom emergency.
is weed legal over there or like medical? What's the situation?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
I swear to God, Linda the Mullet Fisher seems
Oh.
very high.
Has to.
Oh
seems
yeah,
so
yeah.
hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Bob Marley.
Yeah. Poet and a
And
prophet.
once
I don't
you-
know. Amsterdam is like just a ferry ride away.
You don't fish for mullet with a fishing pole on a beach. That's just not how it works.
No,
They're big fish. They're real big fish.
mullet are?
Yeah.
I don't really know what one is. I know mackerel aren't that big.
Mullet, I mean, maybe the British version of a mullet
They have
is
sickly little inbred mullets.
like I said it last week, but like my family, I come from mullet fishermen, Gulf
Oh.
Coast mullet fishermen, and you do it with a net in a boat, and they're big. They're like 50-pound fish. They're like
You can catch a 50-pound fish on a rod like that.
Standing on a beach?
Hell
a
yeah!
little rod. She had like a little like lake fishing rod.
I don't know, man. I think you should go back and review the tape. It was a straight up. It was like a surf rod. It
What
wasn't the
I like
biggest one
more
in the
though
world.
is what if that's a lie? What if she has lied about that?
She didn't look very natural doing it.
What, but like what?
I definitely remember thinking that. I was like, you don't really do that there. Like
No.
she probably fishes off of a bridge or a pier or something like
So
that.
you know what? I
What?
think that these European mullet are a lot smaller.
They have sickly little inbred mullet. I told you.
Yeah.
I do, but I still love the theater and fantasy of this weird old British version of a parrot head woman being like, what am I going to tell them about my life? I can't tell them about my swingers parties. I'll tell them I'm a fisherwoman.
Yeah, everything that's important to me, I can't tell them. Right?
She absolutely is the kind of old person that has terrifying sex.
Woo! Terrifying in what way?
Swinging for sure.
You
But
mean
I
like
feel
a
it's
sex
also gotta be
swing?
the thing where they get. It's gotta be. I think terrifying.
He's like,
more in the
about
way that,
15 fellas.
I feel like
Dogging.
it's gotta be the
I'll
thing where,
have
like,
about 15 fellas come over. Like that.
and so like you move in next door to her, and she like initially seems really nice. She bakes you some things, and she like invites you over.
To drink in her shed.
Right.
Yeah, she, like,
Yeah. Wait, what did they say? It have a punt?
Yes.
Pint. Oh, pint. I'm retarded. Okay. Yeah.
A punt is a kind of boat. You can
Yeah.
you can ride
Okay.
him
Maybe
in
she wants you to
Nottingham.
have a boat because she's not well.
Yeah.
But-
Boat.
But so then, like, so you move in, she invites you over. She's like, I have a drinking shed. And you're like, you seem like a weird old broad. Like, why wouldn't I? And then almost immediately, like, she gets a quarter of the way through her Zinfandel or whatever, and then immediately starts like rubbing your leg and shit. Like, it's one of those, she's that kind of person.
Showing you her butterfly tattoo.
Yeah, but it's really low on her back. Really.
Yeah, well, I was thinking
Into
kind of
the
like on the like bikini
Yes.
area,
She has to.
Oh.
like upper thigh, like right,
She
yeah,
can
like,
make it fly.
like right here, like one of those. Like, look at my butterfly.
It is inside of the crack, and she has to spread her cheeks in order for it to be visible.
No,
Yes.
wrong, wrong.
It's a flock, and they're nestled in her labial folds.
All right, but you hear
I'm
them
proud of
going at it through the wall, and you're like, should I call the cops?
No, that's the thing.
Right.
And then the next day, like, they seem fine. But
yeah,
you-
she's just watering the lawn,
yeah, it seems
but with like a floppy hat and big sunglasses on.
yeah.
And her legs really
like-
like a little more farther apart than you would if you were.
Yeah, because of
Blowing
all
your
the
own
fellas.
Yeah, it's only
15 fellas.
and you know what they're listening to while they do that, don't you?
Hall and Oates.
Bob Marley.
Oh, okay.
All in a
I don't know.
You know what though? It probably is.
Oh, it's already,
I
you're
can
not even
probably
British.
about the Bob Marley thing,
Yeah.
too.
Oh.
10 cc.
Yeah. I'm not in love. Oh, don't forget it. That's a great song.
There are totally, the thing about this crew is that there are totally more than half of the people that I don't even remember.
That's why I wrote down all their names with a visual reminder nickname thing.
Yeah.
Like, so fucking
Yeah.
like serial killer isn't even as like compellingly serial killery as he was at the beginning.
It's like
Wait,
kind of-
this
who's
week
that?
his package was he likes cars. Look at him with shorts on in his kitchen.
Oh wait, the Blink 182 guy.
yeah, Blink 182.
Okay,
Blinko.
yeah, that's what I wrote down to how to remember him. But he's a security guard or something, right? He's a
He
rent-a-cop?
was some sort of like weirder. He's like a guarded.
Do they call him an armored guard? Is that
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
armored
He
guard.
carries the deposits, last night's deposits
Oh.
kind of thing.
He's got the briefcase handcuffed to him.
Yeah, he's probably
No.
allowed to have the
He's
gun,
wearing a
pizza cup,
polyester
husband too.
uniform, and he's going into Safeway to help the manager empty out the vault at the end of the week.
Oh yeah.
You
get first crack at the 3-day-old baked goods.
I mean, I'm sure he's
Yeah.
very happy or whatever.
All right.
But also, like, I don't know, he stopped doing his pleased shoulder movement.
He did it once.
Oh, he
Yeah.
I heard
did.
that you were talking about it.
He had
Oh,
a
I don't-
bad fucking weekend or
What did
day,
he do?
I guess they are now.
What, so,
Oh.
Aaron, he
Let me
does
get
a
you
little
up on
thing
the
when he's
screen.
talking. He does like a little like
Oh yeah.
A pleased wiggle.
yeah, he does a horrifying little wiggle that is. I feel like maybe at this point, I'm wondering if it's like a tick. Like I don't even know if he has control over it.
It's like. Or you want to talk about weird body language? Sura, she cuts her eyes. Is how I
A
would describe
lot?
it. Yeah,
She's
like,
making a
my God."
lot of
She's like,
faces.
Yeah, she would get in a fight with someone in the grocery store if she came to Baltimore.
Yeah, she's got a real.
She does have this look like she's like she can't tell if the person who's talking to her is about to stab her or not. Like
She
Right.
does do a really wide-eyed thing where she seems constantly terrified.
Yeah, she's like, "Are you about to flip out? Because I'm about to flip out."
I mean,
That's
you-
the thing where like it also seems like she seems scared but also mad at you.
I mean, the UK
Yeah.
government is probably trying to kick her and her whole family out.
So it's maybe
So-
a fair assessment of the situation.
I really like how different her vibe was with a pink gauzy headpiece as opposed to like the very
Yes.
solid blue
I-
from the
I
first week.
liked the color on her, thought it was very flattering, and she did seem more chill this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
had a
I feel
neat effect,
a
that
whole lot of
gauzy
airtime.
material. Kind of like it lightened things up. Not so much that she was normal. Like she definitely still seemed like totally freaked out in a
Wound up
inappropriate
tight.
way.
Yeah, she's tightly wound, I'd say.
But she didn't seem in
She wasn't in it that much this week.
No.
I feel like
But
they,
she
they
did
really
good.
limited her time.
She
I-
she's all over the place. She's like whereas like Juggernaut is like solid lower middle, and then Leprechaun is solid upper middle, and then the Grimace.
when they were describing Mark's cousin Mark and his job, it was like a millennial joke of what his job was.
Yeah, he's a project
He
manager
was like
for
a-
international health solutions.
It was some kind
Yeah.
of fucking like you're not anything then.
Oh,
You're
for
a
third
man-
world countries. It was
Oh, right.
health something in
Yeah.
third world developing
It
countries.
was like a
Yeah.
like that's not anything. They also said that like, which I guess is also
newsflash: project managers don't do anything.
Yeah, it's one of those made-up jobs.
yeah. I mean that's his job description.
I've worked with many project managers,
Yeah,
and I probably will eventually become one, just because it seems like you just chill.
well,
Yeah, I
cool.
was
Hit
gonna
me
say-
up in your 3-hour lunch break sometime.
Yeah,
was
no,
thinking
it's
about
like
being a
for real.
project
It's just
manager.
like, I don't know. I'm managing this project.
So what the thing is,
Bro.
every once in a while you send an email where you're like, "Y'all done yet?" And they're like, "No, we need 2 more weeks."
A lot of it's like setting up an online system for tracking projects, and then just bugging people to update it, and that's
Oh.
it.
So I was right.
Yeah, basically.
It's a shame.
I mean,
What we've
it's
come
good
to,
grit.
like smash parties and project managers.
That's right.
I
Damn, we're
Who
never
are
gonna get to the stars.
no.
I mean, a couple of us will.
Yeah,
There'll be
Only-
a VIP
I
shuttle.
mean, in a spaceship that's
Oh, yeah.
made out of metal.
No, that'll be Elon, possibly Grimes if she plays her cards right, and maybe
yeah.
the baby that they've named a series of numbers and letters.
Yeah.
Bezos is going to go to the stars too.
Well, this is a total.
Oh yeah, Bezos can go.
Yeah.
They'll all die of radiation poisoning.
I don't know why that seems like a good idea. No one's explained to me why living inside of a fucking like tin can is a good idea.
I mean, it's a great way to get cancer and lose all of your bone density.
Exactly. I just started watching The Expanse, and then it's all about that. I'm just like, why would anybody do this?
This is
Yeah.
the thing. I don't.
That show's good.
I
Yeah,
know
I'm
a lot
enjoying
of
it.
People are very excited about like, oh, I would love to go to space. I
No.
no,
I would love to go to space. I don't
No.
want to live in space.
no,
I
no.
would-
I don't
I
would
want
do
to
it.
go in one of those airplanes that goes up and down and makes you weightless, and then I'm good.
But you barf on those like a lot.
That's cool. I've had good times that have resulted in throwing up a bunch.
I mean, like,
I hate throwing
I would go chill on a space station for like a week or two, check it out, float around a little bit.
Seems
That's fun.
terrifying.
It's
I
too
would
scary.
move to Mars.
It-
I'd move
I'd go to the moon.
Wait, you would move to Mars, Ryan?
Hell yeah.
Why?
This just seems like
Because we know what happens here. I don't know what's going to happen there.
We don't know what happens here.
Thank you, Jordan.
that's the. I don't know. All of this seems like
Anything can happen here.
going to space feels like you want to die, but you don't want to feel bad about it.
Yeah. I just feel like going to space would be like the scary feeling of being in an airplane, but like times 20. Where
Yeah,
you're like,
I don't like
if
fucking.
anything goes wrong, you're deader than dead. You know, like in a space station, it's like, oh wow, what if you just get hit by like a fist-sized piece of rock that's traveling like 50,000
What if you get hit by a
miles an
little
hour?
size piece of rock?
paint chip. A
You
paint
are
chip.
done.
Or just orbital trash.
Yeah,
Or
and
rapid fire.
then it like vaporizes like the whole wall, and you're just like instantly just like
And you boil in your own blood.
exactly.
And that's your last.
like
and
anything-
freeze to death.
Yeah.
Someone's fingernail clipping is floating in the air, and it slices your aorta, and you
You'd be like,
out and die.
No.
That you can't get in on the ground floor unless you're willing to, like, you know, tolerate some risk.
Unless you're willing to have your aorta sliced
That's
by a
true,
paper
no,
That is the
Nothing.
thing. That is the factor. Risk versus reward.
Yeah.
Is the reward of going to space worth the risk of
fucking
instant
thing.
vaporization? I don't think so. I've seen pictures. I'm fine.
Because we could just lock you in a basement and, you know,
I wouldn't be living on another planet if you locked me in the basement. That's sort of the critical element
here's the
of
thing.
moving to Mars.
All right,
You
lock
are
in the basement.
on another planet.
you
But you
get
don't-
drugged, you wake up, you are in a space that you feel like this is probably a space station. You're in it.
You're talking about the Apollo missions.
What?
You're talking about the Apollo missions. You're describing what they did to the astronauts in the 60s. They gave them,
Right.
you know, they dosed them before they put them, let them wake up. But
Oh, well.
this thing you're
Anyway,
describing
I'm
is
saying
NASA.
We locked you in a basement. We put two like fairly nice TVs. You know, like there are two windows, there are two TVs. We just played space documentaries with the sound off, like functionally.
I think that if you were not on Earth for a significant amount of time, weird, subtle things would happen to you that you wouldn't even think that would happen because you're not on Earth.
Yeah, I bet
Like,
you're right.
we're of Earth. We're from Earth. We came out of it. We're not from Mars.
Right, but
Like,
okay.
all the vibes are wrong.
Okay, but think about it.
You
If
know, like human, like the resonant frequency of the Earth is like the same as like theta waves of deep sleep in your brain.
There's no magnetic field on Mars. I'm convinced that Earth's magnetic field has something to do with that.
Absolutely, I think we would lose like some aspect of our humanity if you spent any significant period of time on another planet like that.
You'd stop being able to experience empathy or do math right.
And you would get
I
cancer.
don't know.
Absolutely.
Definitely, you'd get fucking
Yeah, and you
all
would also get cancer.
grape cluster like tumors, just like,
well,
Yeah.
for regular people,
and there'd be women with 3 boobs running around, just like in the movie.
Well, in that case, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's worth
For
it.
3 boobs?
Wish I had 3 hands.
Get your ass to Mars.
2 weeks.
Word. Yeah,
Are you just
yeah.
you just have to go real fast
Yeah.
to get all 3 of them?
It's like a shell game. You gotta.
I guess if you do circular motions, you could get like the one in the center as part of the pass.
I'd use
Yeah.
my foot.
That's a pro move.
Oh, yeah,
Not
you
the
could
foot.
do one of
It's
these.
Madison's.
Like
Oh,
the-
yeah. There you go. I feel like the foot is going to be hard to manipulate a nipple in a way that's mutually pleasurable, but
I don't know. I got pretty dexterous toes.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I get
no, fuck. Oh god. I really like how dark this episode has gotten.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're not talking
I'm
about
gonna
kids, we're talking
tag
about
the
dying in
timestamp
space
for
and
the feed-
manipulating toes, toe
comments.
nipples.
Oh, look. Ryan looks like the guy from the X-Files theme song.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, right there.
Who else the fuck is even on this show?
I think we've talked about everybody.
We have.
Yeah, let me-
Leprechaun, he didn't do anything this time. He's just
No,
like
he-
solid
I didn't
not-
notice
just
it.
But it's a big
coasted.
job.
He coasted.
Oh, one of my notes was about when Sura, what's her name?
Sarah.
Sura says, oh fuck, where are my notes? The flavor queen is back, or said something like, oh, it's gone.
The flavor queen is back.
What did she say? She said the flavor queen is back. Yeah, that's what she said. The flavor queen is back.
I missed that.
Oh,
About
and Rowan's
herself?
boots.
What was that?
Rowan's
Those
fucking
disgusting
boots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
What
Oh, yeah.
choice was that?
What?
I hate him.
The whole it like gave a new dimension to the whole outfit because they're these like tall men don't really wear like a tall boot like that, which is fine.
They
But
look
they
like
were also
gardening
for
boots.
like stamping around in paint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
like
look hard.
outside nasty outside boots.
Yeah, like you would muck a stable out with one.
Yeah,
of those.
that was
You
not-
know?
And they looked like they had mucked out with stable. Like
Yes, they were.
like,
they were.
it wasn't like he got like utilitarian boots that he's like doing as fashion or whatever. Like they definitely looked like they had been through shit.
So do we think that he was doing that where like he wanted a knee-high statement boot and wasn't like
That's
brave
like
enough to
really
just buy like a
Oh.
large women's size? Or do we think that he like
He popped in the charity shop and saw them and was like, "Oh, I would like a tall
Yeah.
boot," and
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
think
yeah.
about their fucking.
More evidence to Jordan's thesis about his appeal of like
yes. Oh my
class-
god, you're right.
class striving.
Or he was like, "Oh, I don't want to wear a tall boot like all the other guys do. I want my own like cool."
Like he was
idea.
going for like the farmhand version of like a Tom of Finland thing, but really just like totally misjudged.
Definitely.
Because also that with the waistcoats, those fucking polyester shiny waistcoats.
Yes.
Last week's was the
Definitely.
worst, but the fact that he owns any of them, we're like, that is something that somebody wears to like their junior prom.
Yes.
Like you rent that from a David's bridal. That is not meant to
That's
be.
not even senior prom material.
No, not
Nicky Hawkins dance.
Yes.
oh, fully.
Homecoming.
That's a winter formal, something that isn't even. Ugh, I can't.
Spring fling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wild.
and also I have a note that his bagels are wrinkly like his balls.
Ew, gross. Can you
His
I was
imagine?
really
treatment
excited.
also had some real balls on it too.
Yeah.
Oh, grody.
They were making a lot of it was weird. Matt Lucas was making a lot of fun penis length jokes that
Mhm.
Rowan like seemed to not be understanding.
Yeah.
And you call yourself a gay man.
And you call yourself a gay man.
Yeah.
I
I'm
kind of
gonna start using that on all kinds of things.
yeah. That is an evergreen, all-purpose one to have in your
Yeah.
back pocket.
Yeah, that's like aloha.
It really
But do you think that Matt and or that like Rowan kind of doesn't really see Matt for a sort of "I'm the only gay in the village" reason?
oh
I don't know.
fuck.
They're definitely like missing. They definitely missed. They've got way different vibes. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
like
think
a-
that the character, the Matt Lucas character that you were describing,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
does seem kind of like what Rowan is.
I do think because also I think he said today he lives in Wales. He's
He
not
does.
Welsh, but he is living out where like it's a little more rural and pastoral, and he's like probably a little bit more special than in London, you know.
Right.
Oh my
And
god.
they probably accept his shit a little more than they would.
Yeah,
Or
he'd,
in a
he'd
different
never
world.
make it in London. I feel like he'd get torn apart.
Well, because he's incompetent. He can't do the things that he sets out to do.
Get Redford filled because he's not.
Oh, one thing I noticed about him when he was talking about gardening, the only thing he mentioned was pruning. He said, "I'm going to go out and prune" like 2 or 3 times, and I was just like, he probably like, "Honey, I did it again," and just like like reduces a rose
He's just
bush
whittling.
to just like twigs. He's like, "Oh, I couldn't stop," and oh shit, now it's just gone. Like when you give yourself a haircut and it keeps getting shorter or something,
Are you
I-
guys familiar with the 1980s stand-up work of Eddie Murphy?
Who are you
Oh,
talking to?
actually.
Yes?
Everybody. Because
Yeah,
there was,
yeah,
I
yeah.
did have one thing I wrote down that happened today, which is Goonie Goo Goo.
Wait, maybe I'm
What?
not.
You know, there's this Eddie Murphy bit about how like he goes to a barbecue, his uncle or something. His uncle's got this new wife, and I forget where. Eddie Murphy doesn't know where she's from. She's from somewhere, and
Is this the I want half? Maybe I won half.
The bit is just that he like gets introduced to his uncle's new wife, and she says "Goonie Goo Goo," and
I don't know that. What's Santa special? It's not from Raw.
if it's not Raw, it's like the one right before or after.
Delirious.
Possibly, yeah. But so this woman says "Goonie Goo Goo," and then he has a conversation where he doesn't really understand like most of what she's saying, and me and Herman are having that kind of situation where like sometimes Herman gets really excited, and I don't really know what she's talking about at all, but I feel the vibe. It reminded me of Eddie Murphy and Goonie Goo.
Wait, who's Herman?
Hermine.
Oh, Hermine. Oh yeah. Oh no, she definitely gets excited.
Yeah, and
yeah. I was thinking it was like, could you imagine her yelling at her kid? She probably throws shit at him.
I did when they were playing like they were playing sort of like outdoor table-less ping pong. They were playing some kind of thing, and she really spiked it directly at the child's heart.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he's like slow getting ready for school or something like that, she'd be like, "What are you doing?" You know, like, "Oh, you have 5 minutes," you know, and just like throws the cereal against the wall or something.
I think she and Linda are gonna go real far, like to the final, both of them, with just like
I can see Hermine
good
doing that
attitudes.
for Linda. Linda, I don't know.
Linda
won the technical today.
Like Paul Hollywood loves an old lady, and they will stick around for way longer than you think they should. So
Yeah, I think
Paul Hollywood loves an old lady.
there is always a thing though where, because especially there have been a lot of like seasons where there will be the random old lady make stuff where like everybody else is like trying wild flavor shit and like doing all these wild things. And then the old lady will be like, "I made strawberry cake." And he's like, "I can't believe it."
It's like he has that Ratatouille moment where he transports him back to his childhood.
But it happens every single time with an old woman for weeks on end.
Yeah. I assure you, Paul Hollywood has an insane mother complex. Like, there's no way that you get to be like that without having serious issues with your mom.
Yeah.
Maybe she tried to bake him in the oven like the Hansel and Gretel lady.
And that's why his skin looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got a picture of her like framed on his bedstand. You know?
His little
he's like, "No one could cook like Mom."
He came to the Biodome with them. He couldn't be without.
Oh yeah, she's probably right there.
What, like
her corpse?
like Psycho style.
He keeps around.
What's his name? I don't know. Norman Bates. Style.
So we've landed on the fact that we do not think that Flowers in the Attic's brother got to come with him.
But I'll tell you, about him, he made the thing on the show that I thought was the best thing on the show, the sculpted cake, the haggis cake. I was like, out of all the things that were on that episode, I would have liked to have tried that the most.
He has a strange like Scottish pride. He's constantly talking about Scotland, but he doesn't seem all. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed he was Scottish.
Well, those rosy cheeks give him away.
Yeah, constantly.
Scots are very ruddy.
I think, and he's an Edinburgh Scot.
Yeah.
So I think the accent's not as heavy.
Yeah, Glasgow's the one that's like Glasgow.
Was he born in England and then went to Edinburgh College and has stayed, or is still?
No, I think they're a Scots family.
Yeah, I think he was a Scottish boy.
All the Scots I know are absolute units.
They took everything.
Know
they're burly.
Wait, which?
Even his brother.
I only know the one Scot.
What about the people from Belle and Sebastian, though? They're not.
No, they're not absolute units. And definitely, yeah.
That's true. I've never met them in person.
Proportion thing where, like, for every 5 people that get to be jacked, 3 people have to be scrawny.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, how would you get all of the twee pop bands?
Right. Yeah. Jesus and Mary Chain,
or having everybody else be professional.
Hoss, Highlanders. Sean Connery.
It is the best accent in the whole world, though.
I'm a big fan of it.
It's so good.
Great.
It is the most musical of all talking. Oh, and when Matt Lucas did the American impression, that was really funny.
I
That
love
was
it when
good.
British people do American accents.
It's so funny, and that was
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh yeah, I
It
forgot
turned
that.
out a lot of moments where he like slipped into a character, and I had to say that was so British as to be for many of them where I was like, I can't connect with why this is funny. Like I understand you're doing a voice and stuff, but like I don't.
I think
It's
it was one of
true.
those things where he was being like so excessively corny in no particular direction that the joke was like it's a real goofy voice, but it means nothing. There's no reason to do that voice here or that particular accent. It's just like
So
goofy TV.
Like when Noel goes, "Fake."
I feel like I think Matt Lucas is like doing a thing where he's like throwing the ball way past where he's supposed to throw it, and just every time. And I think it's working. I like it. I wish that Noel would step it up and be way sillier, take it that level himself.
I feel like because it's so British and because some British comedy shit does appear to be just that as like no, that was really the joke. The joke is that like I talk
Shut up! I want the duck and chips.
sure. Like that kind of thing where
The
just it's
duck and
like
chips.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no duck and chips.
yeah. Oh,
Right.
they're too wrong.
Ronnie.
You know that joke where there's like, there's no fuck in chips. I can't remember how it goes. Or not chips, but whatever, you know.
I think you might have
Like,
forgotten.
you have
it 'cause
broccoli
it's
today? He's
because
like,
it sucks.
right, yeah.
That's why you forgot.
Ooh, yeah, probably. And I also can't remember jokes for the life of me.
I think if it's a joke that can be remembered, it's probably not like for that kind of thing, it's probably not good.
I only remember jokes that like scar me.
What's a goth's favorite vegetable?
I don't know if y'all can see it, but Ronnie's doing his very funny licky thing.
A goth's favorite vegetable is asparagus.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Hell
made that
yeah.
one up myself. That's me.
No,
Oh, really?
that's
I'm impressed. It's a good joke.
I'm gonna make up some more and then try to do stand up.
Are you sure it wasn't a Laffy Taffy that made it up?
Who?
A Laffy Taffy?
They don't say the
a joke about God.
yeah. They don't say the word goth on candy.
They don't use slurs.
They don't use slurs.
Hey man, it's 2020. They do now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
What? I would really like to see a woke Bazooka Joe. That sounds good.
There's no content in a Bazooka's joke.
I know that's why
I
it would
don't
be cool
know.
if they were like
Yeah.
making a point to
An
make him
offensive
woke.
Comic that
We
has
bought-
ever existed.
Bazooka Joe gum fairly recently, and all of the comics were like when somebody's trying to make a joke about how bad like comedy from the 20s is, but they're all real, where it'll be like you throwing the baseball today? Sure am, Joe. Hope you don't hit or run. And then and that's it. And like it
Yeah, they're only loosely defined as jokes.
and like I think they really only are because we've come to understand them as like, oh, I guess actually they're not even supposed to be jokes. They are comics. And in that case, that it is true.
they're just keeping it light,
It's so light, in fact, as to be
ephemeral.
It's like I'd
Yeah,
like to read
it's
something
nothing.
right now, but not really. You know, not really. But please let me have some words and pictures, but not really.
Like
Yeah,
reading a
they're also
cereal
bad
box.
drawings.
Remember reading a cereal box when you were a kid?
Hell yeah, I do.
That was the
Word
shit.
searches.
Yeah. No, not even. Just like looking at the ingredients.
Oh,
So,
I-
like,
Maltodextrin.
Like they'd always have like just like a thing on the back, like telling you about fiber and how good it is for you. Depending on the cereal.
you-
I guess Kid Candy cereal would have games, but I never got that shit.
Yo, did you
I
never
don't
get?
pull up fiber.
What?
You never get Cocoa Pebbles?
I got Cocoa Pebbles on like special occasions, like when I like would beg for them.
What about Crispix?
oh,
That's not
Crispix
that
was
Crispix
good.
is not a candy cereal.
That's kind of on the line though, because it
No,
kind of a little bit is.
No, it's not super sweet. Crispix was like rice and corn puff, like
Yeah.
Chex.
Crispix are boring.
Yeah, they were just checks,
They were
but
totally
they were
boring. Yeah.
All
What about-
a different brand of Chex, right? Yeah.
What about Golden Grams?
Hell no.
Golden
That's like
Grams.
we would get like a box of like Lucky Charms or like Golden Grams or some Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something like that, like once a year, and my mom would like, I remember like not even being able to like get a bowl of it. She would just give me a cup of it dry.
to like portion it out so you weren't eating
To
too
make-
much of it at once.
Yeah. So basically, that turned into like when I've got my own money and ability to go to the store, I like hoard it.
My mom was like a 90s like health person mom, but we always had sugar cereals because my dad loves them.
Like
I'd say
Jerry Seinfeld.
Honey Nut Cheerios would be like the most like Honey Nut Cheerios are life. Were like the sugariest we'd get in the house.
Honey Nut Cheerios fucking suck.
I got some Life a week or two ago. It was pretty good.
I don't. What the fuck was like? It was like Chex, but they were lightly sweet
Yeah, lightly sweet and they're
and
wheat.
squishier.
Yeah, they
I
don't
think
stay crunchy.
Life is good.
Life is good cereal. Yeah.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Life is good. Cereal.
No, life sucks.
I like Frosted Mini Wheats.
Oh hell yeah, Jordan! I fuck with them
Those are like
hard.
the only good cereal.
Those
You
are
get
good.
you get a
And
real
they're-
mouthful with those.
And they're
Yeah.
filling. They're more
Yeah.
filling than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has anybody
Yeah.
the original shredded wheat where it's like a bale?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you get like one big biscuit.
that
What
shit's
a
cool.
weird thing.
It's good. I like it. I pour a bunch of sugar on it, of course,
Hell yeah.
but it
they-
like makes a different kind of thing.
Do they make a frosted big one? Do they make the big
No,
one, but with
they
the
should.
frosted?
Damn.
That would be
I
cool.
don't think
Then you
so.
gotta put
should.
like vanilla fake milk on it.
There you go, vanilla fake milk.
That could be
Yeah.
good.
I don't really fuck with real milk anymore.
Yo, have y'all heard about diabulimia?
Diabulimia? What?
Go on.
It sounds like diabolical bulimia, but it's
Yeah.
when you have diabetes and you don't give yourself insulin so that you lose weight on purpose.
Oh, rough.
Oh God.
It's
That's
new.
What made you think of
I think
that?
it's new. I just found out about it yesterday. I never heard of it in my
That
life.
sounds like a dangerous dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Wow.
really does.
It
Yeah.
sounds. It's. I'm kind of like. It's exciting that there's like a new eating disorder. I didn't expect them to put out a new one.
I don't even know if that counts as an eating disorder.
That just sounds
No, that's
stupid.
definitely an eating disorder.
I
It's
mean,
like
but-
cerebral eating disorder.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got more.
What
layers.
happens? Does it like force you to your body to wait for people with type 1?
Yeah. Or type A.
That's not.
It's type 1, dog. They were
I
using
think
letters,
Ryan-
numbers, not letters for.
I don't
diabetes.
think Ryan knows
It's-
what.
it's-
diabetes is.
Yeah, are you thinking about like some hepatitis shit? Yeah, are you nodding your head? I got to make you bigger. Yeah, you're saying yes.
I can't keep them all straight. When you, because if you have them all, it's like which.
Well,
one's
you
A,
don't
which
get
one's Y?
diabetes from sharing dirty needles.
No, you get it from eating too much cereal.
You get type 2 diabetes from that. Late onset diabetes, where you create a disease process in your pancreas that wasn't previously there
Wow.
congenitally.
By eating processed sugars.
Yeah, by just like keeping your insulin levels like spiked all the time.
Yeah, type 1 you're born with, and you
Right.
can't figure it out.
There is the one that you can have where you get pregnant and then being pregnant makes you temporarily diabetic.
My mom had that with me.
Whoa.
I made my mom diabetic.
Because you were too sweet.
I remember one time when I think I was in middle school, this girl told the class that her mom got her period all through the pregnancy, and I never looked at that girl the same way again.
What? It's called spotting.
I remember, like Eva Zinn told the class one time, I guess we were learning about menstruation, and she told the class, because the teacher's like, and then if you get pregnant, you don't have your period, and this girl was like, my mom had her period the whole time that I was in her, and then I thought she was haunted for the rest of school.
fucking thing.
It's called spotting.
Sounds haunted.
Yeah.
It sounds like a thing that, like, if this was 400 years ago, like, someone would be able to tell you which demon caused that problem.
Yeah, or like
Yeah,
they
see,
would
it's like
weigh
being
you.
haunted.
They'd weigh you. or
Yes,
something.
it
Float.
is maybe the most haunted thing that you can be.
Yeah.
Haunted by
Haunted by a being in your belly.
Yeah.
Who's there, like, hiding? Who's, like, trying to be like, no, just keep doing your thing. And, like, no, nobody's in here.
all your blood.
But you should definitely have some extra Chinese food and pickles.
Do you think babies, when they're in the mom, think that they are hiding?
I mean, the ones that are still, like, faking periods, those ones are clearly hiding.
Like the baby's faking a period.
Yeah. I mean, who else would be doing it?
The baby's like, I'm so mature.
Period inside. They're like, no.
Baby's like, oh, shit, has it been 28 days? Ah, crap. Okay, what do I got in here? I can make some blood. You know, and then they send a little out, and they're like, there you go.
Yep.
I'm not saying anything because I'm not here.
I only ever watched one episode of I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, but I now feel like I need to do more.
That seems like your kind of show.
It really does.
Who, me?
Is there more than one season of that show? It does. It seems like it would be hard to take it anywhere.
No, I only ever watched one episode.
Right.
Oh,
But I'm wondering,
no.
is there more than one episode? Isn't it the same story every time?
But is there anybody on there that isn't morbidly obese?
The one that I remember, because I only ever watched one, it was an average weighted person.
Okay.
Who, like, I think the issue was that they had a terrifying drinking problem that made it so that they really just sort of weren't. And I mean, it's all very like Lifetime stories kind of shit. So they dealt with that in a way that really glossed over how scary all of that is. And so it was sort of just like this girl being like, yeah, I don't know, I was drinking a lot. And so, you know, I was like, if I was barfing, I thought I was hungover, and I thought I was gaining weight because I was like just drinking.
Oh, she was also giving her baby the worst fetal alcohol syndrome ever.
That seemed to be the story, and they never touched it. And then they were like, and then she thought and then the standard thing where she was like, she thought she had to take like a terrifying shit, and then it was a baby, and then they were just like, and then what I remember was that the structure of this show was that you have like just the scariest shit. The whole story so scary, and then you get to the end and they have the baby, and they're like, and the moment that I saw Angeline, I knew that I loved her, and they like switched the music, and then it's like, and then everything was fine, as though you would realize you were having a fucking baby after not knowing that you were going to have one, and the first thing you would think is, this is great. In no world would you not, that would be the time where you would be like, I'm just going to leave this right here. And you just fucking, I don't know.
I would take it to the cops and be like, a haunted thing just happened to me. All right. Of all things, this is clearly one of the haunted ones. You guys can deal with this.
I feel like it has to be that those things are fucking fake. Like, I feel like there's no, I know that some people like, that's easier for them than others, but it just seems like there would be no way that, at least up to a certain point, like maybe you let it go for longer than should be reasonable, but it does not seem like you could spend almost a year, 9 months of your life with all this shit going on with you and have you just not notice.
Maybe it's a front for like a Christian organization, and they get to people who didn't find out until really late, like third trimester.
They're like, aren't you happy that you waited?
And then they get them. They're like, you could be on a show. You know, if you keep the kid, you can be on the show. And then they film them, and then they're like, all right, now you can't get rid of that kid because we all saw it on TV. Another fetus saved.
Hell yeah.
Trickery.
This thing about leaving things reminded me about a story that was going around the internet a couple weeks ago about the British man who had like a terrible infection on his taint, and then
oh no,
he left it to the point that I think he left it for like a long time, and then his dick turned black and it fell off.
No. Whoa. Jordan, you're losing it.
My God!
He's like, and his dick fell off.
Also, though, for it to get, you would still, I feel like even after your dick turned black, you would still, wouldn't you have some amount of time to save it?
No, it's dead
I
if
guess
it's
not.
black. Yeah. I don't know. If I had an infection anywhere near anything of that great stuff down there, I would go to the doctor.
Oh, fuck.
I know. So that's why I'm laughing. It's not because of the dick part. It's because he like waited so fucking long, and
From
then
laziness or from embarrassment?
and then when he said something like, and when it turned black, I knew I had lost it. But like the next day, it fell off, and he said that he just.
Does he get a weenie transplant?
No. Oh my god.
He sits
Like,
down.
no,
he
they
sits down
grew
now.
a new one on his arm.
No!
Oh, I've seen a picture of that.
Here's the thing. Here's the
I
thing.
need to do that with an ear.
Wait, did they grow another one or did they graft a transplant on there?
They grew it from.
Well, then your body
Seeds.
would have no rejection risk if you can grow.
Wait, how do you do that? Do you like cut your arm and then bust a nut into it?
Yeah.
And a dick
Yeah,
comes
you
out.
do.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
cool.
No, but here's the thing: is that it's been on for like years because he keeps like missing appointments.
Oh my god! You know what? This
Well, maybe he
man
can
doesn't
take
deserve
care
to
of
have
it
a
better
dick.
if it's up there.
He doesn't deserve it.
No.
He's shown that he's not
It's
responsible
his
enough.
own fucking fault. And then he said that he was like so disappointed when he went to the doctor, and they were like, I don't know, like we can sew it up, we can like, we can like tie it off.
How is there like?
So it is from laziness. This man is letting his body. Horrible things are happening to him because
This
he's
guy doesn't deserve a dick.
just not the dick.
It was the natural,
Take care of it.
That's
Yeah,
the
Come
thing.
on.
Damn.
natural thing
I-
happened.
Damn.
Have y'all seen? There is a British show. It was on Netflix, but I don't know if it still is. Called "Embarrassing Bodies."
Yo, I've seen an episode or two of that. Like
That one, I
awesome.
think I've watched all of them. They set up a weird clinic, and then it is a very British reality show where it's just people can come in with the most gross and fucked up like medical problems that they have. And I guess the idea is that like the British people are so embarrassed by shit that this kind of thing will happen where like horrifying shit will be happening to their bodies, and they'll just be so uncomfortable telling a doctor that like poop is coming out of their wiener or whatever that they just won't.
Ooh, wiener poops. That sounds
There was
bad.
at least one where the issue was that like something had gotten fucked up in somebody's butthole, and so no matter how much they wiped, they could never be clean. That there was just
Yes.
like always a little bit.
That rules.
I'm using all the bog roll. I can't get enough bog roll.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. And then there's like genital shit too. And
Oh my
I
god.
think one of them was just like somebody's feet were just like really gross. That they just
What?
had like a foot
Like this?
infection
See
that
that?
took up their whole foot. I
Can't do
can't see
that.
because there's too much
It
glare.
says born to shit, forced to wipe, and it's a skeleton pointing a gun at you. Yeah.
Y'all gotta watch Embarrassing Bodies. It is very
I
upsetting.
saw it, and it was just like the episode I saw was a guy with like gigantic breasts.
Yeah, I remember. There's more than one. It's usually like because I guess there aren't that many people that have like real club bangers of fucked up bodies.
Yeah.
I
All
did
right.
get myself.
Woo!
Yeah, no, but there are a lot of people where I think there was like a lady with like too much labia, and that was freaking her out. Where it's
Oh, wait. I totally did watch that. I remember. Right. Yes. And actually, she did not have a crazy labia. It was just like pretty normal.
oh yeah,
That's
she
a-
just.
That's like
And she was like, it's so big and droopy. And
They were like,
they
this is
kind of
just
showed
really
like some
bad.
blurred out pictures.
Yeah.
I was like,
and full of nerve endings though. Yeah.
yeah, like, what?
Yeah, like that's like
Oh,
extra...
and because she said it was always chafing, but she also went full fucking like Brazilian all the time.
Oh.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and I was
Yes.
actually I was watching it with a woman, and she was like, "Well, if you let some of your pussy hair grow out, you wouldn't be chafed all the time."
This I remember this exact one where, and I can't remember if they just told her to like, you just don't as much. Like this is why.
I mean, if
Right.
you're going full Brazilian all the time, you're clearly very concerned about your natural body.
It's really highlighting the condition that she had. You know, it's like
That's
right,
a weird choice.
right.
which I think is the right. I mean,
if you just had normal pubes.
I feel like I don't know, balance that out with like Brazilian is for like your most special occasions.
Sure, I mean,
and then just like shave or whatever, or just have hair. It's fine.
I mean, do what you want, but like if you're insisting on being waxed at all times and then getting upset that you have visible labia lips,
Like, unless you're a stripper or a nude model, there's really no reason to do that all the time.
honestly, I feel like it's an advantage.
No,
I feel like she's been
because your body was created with hair, it served a purpose.
he's talking about the labia being an advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
I feel like it's like a.
She
It's
didn't
like
even have a cool labia. She had a normal labia.
I think it was like a little. It was like a little meaty, but
But I feel like they did where it was like all this build up that they were going to show like her like horror pussy, and then they were like, "This is a fucking completely normal vagina."
yeah.
I think she even like got up and was like, "Whoa, what?" They were like, "Yeah, no, it's just
Her whole
there's-
identity has to change.
yeah,
now.
like there's some range on these.
yeah, there
and,
is.
like, you know, it's fine. You're not fucked up." That's like the
maybe it was the kind of thing where if like somebody like going on the show like, oh, my tongue is so long. Oh, it's so bad. Don't look at it. Oh
Yeah.
no. You know. Oh, when people look at it, they're like, oh, I know what that can do. Oh, please. No, don't look.
What that mouth do?
is this
though?
some sort of like German that lives full time in London that's having like I'm
Melting pot.
yeah, it's good. I like it.
Like a fondue
like a fondue.
or like a fondant.
All right.
or fondant.
So I think we said all the things about Bake Off. I mean, it's
Oh yeah. It's
Oh,
been
a while ago.
That's
We've
right.
been
Yeah,
talking
now
only
we're just
about terrifying
talking
shit.
about
The rudest
horror
awful
pussy.
show
two
about-
handshakes, and the person did like really unremarkably that episode after they got the handshake both times.
That's kind of what the handshake does to people. I think.
Yeah, it's bad.
It like saps them of their vital energy.
Anytime that somebody does good on the show, like getting Star Baker fucks you up, getting a handshake fucks you up, where like the pressure is too much and then you become bad at baking again.
Yeah, it seems like it. And this group especially, I feel like, man, they can't fuck around. They're like barely
they
holding
really
on.
can't. They need every advantage they can possibly get.
Yeah, booyakasha.
Word. Yeah.
So next
This has
week,
been-
slightly less people. Rowan gone, thank goodness. Deadwood
Yeah.
continues to
See
be
you later,
cleared.
pal.
It'll
Yeah.
get more exciting, I think, when there's like when people start getting confident because they're actually doing well.
Or I mean, I love this show. I'm having a lovely time, but I think also this might just be they might
A nerd herd.
be a crop.
Nerd herd.
They did this a
Boom.
lot on like MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen too, where some years you're just like they picked like the biggest wusses they possibly could across the board. Why is this? I feel like that sometimes these competition shows, it seems like they're doing that on purpose for some reason.
I don't
Just-
know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice
I mean,
to
it's
see
more-
some people just get worked like a punching bag.
It's kind of more fun when they're bad at it.
Yeah.
Like when they're good at it, like what are we gonna
like-
do? That we
I like a mix of people that are really good at it, doing good and triumphing, and then like when they falter, it like means more because you're like, no, they were doing so good. And that also means like the people that suck really very clearly suck. But when it's everybody is like mediocre to shitty, then
Yeah.
like the only thing that you have to look forward to is like maybe somebody will make something inedibly gross. or like
it's like when people are doing good, and there's been like cool, like I feel like Ruby and Kim Joy had a cool competitive thing where like they're both really fucking good, and it would come down to like who had a really amazing idea or who did like a really great job with this particular kind of bake or something. And I feel like that's interesting when you know somebody's good and competent, and then you see what distinguishes the good people from each other. The whole idea of like whoever just didn't fuck up so bad is such a weird way to watch a competition.
Yeah.
You want to see like, I don't know. I feel like you want to. It sucks when there's one.
You
want to
see some
dominates.
shit that you know you couldn't do.
Yeah.
And I think that might be part of the appeal of having losers on, where it's just like, oh, he's not that much different from me, and I could do that, and it's like the fantasy factor.
Yeah.
But then I feel like you need that to be like, it's fun when somebody who like wasn't doing great like gets better, because then if the fantasy is like, I could go on this show and be fairly bad and make lumpy shit that looks terrible, and I don't know, it seems like everything so far they've been like, well, this one definitely still tastes like raisins, so
Hey,
I guess
like
I'm not mad at you.
Give me some raisins.
Almost everything they're flavoring, they just fucking love dried fruit to such an unreasonable extent.
I like dried fruit. I don't think it's unreasonable.
I like when they call people a fruit, like when they say, "You plum," or "You melon, you spilled the milk."
15 fellas.
20p each. And 20 quid.
Yeah.
Wouldn't 20p, would that be like 20 cents?
Yeah, 20 pence.
20.
Wow.
I feel like that they call it P.
Yeah, they call it P. And it probably has the queen on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it almost certainly has the queen on it.
Yo, so do you guys have any feelings about Meghan and Harry?
What did they do now?
I mean, they're like trying to do a thing, and
What?
I don't know if they can do it.
What my
What is the
general feeling on Royals is like kind of like a slight queasiness.
I do not give a shit about royals.
No,
at
I
all.
super don't care.
I mean, they're impotent at this point. They don't they
they're-
don't command any
just
like respect or
meaningless rich people.
yeah, pretty
I
much.
think that's
I wouldn't want to follow them. They don't like inspire me to like feel like
But go ahead and tell us your dumb thing.
yeah. What are
Well,
they doing then? Well,
well,
they
but-
defect. They didn't
Yeah,
defect,
they're
but, like,
defecting. They're like kind of abdicating,
They-
sort
yeah.
of.
but
and
and they moved to Canada.
L.A.
Oh, really? I thought they lived in
Weird.
Canada.
I would kind of like to see, but only if it was real. I would watch a show where they now have to live on like a lower middle class American salary, and just like watching them have, which I guess Meghan has lived a human life. So I guess I really more care about the royals. Like
Having to,
I
go
would
to
like to
Aldi.
watch them like not be able to like do their own laundry and get really frustrated about it, but just have it be like, well, then you're gonna smell like shit.
Yeah, now they're so they've defected from being pointless rich British shitheads, and now they're just pointless rich LA shitheads.
Yeah, well, they want to be like celebrities, and they got a Netflix deal. They're gonna make like documentaries.
Oh,
Yeah, but
That's-
don't-
unless
it's
they're
fine. I don't
something
have to
public,
watch it.
I
I
don't give
don't
a
have to
fuck.
watch it
But-
yeah, Cowboy Crew will not be covering.
no, we should.
unless it looks cool.
Well, I feel like it's interesting because I think they might fail. I think they might not be up to it. Like, she's not a great actress, and he's not a smart man. And
That's
mean,
true.
you
Chris
can
is
make
that 1 year. For
you can be
Howard.
successful making garbage, but it's gonna be harder for
I
them
don't know.
to be successful.
All of the like, we're just a couple trying to live our lives, except we have like 30 babies or whatever. All of those people appear to be about that level of competent. That just like
That's true. Reality TV abhors an intelligent person. Like you don't want a smart guy on a reality show.
also when I was traveling and these shows would be, like you have the weird hotel TV There's not
Oh,
a ton
yeah,
of
oh,
shit
yeah,
on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Forensic Files.
but like when you run out of forensic files, sometimes
War
you
II
watch the
documentaries.
TLC thing, and it's always it is shocking that it is entertainment to any human, because it'll be like, Taylor, today we said we were going to take the baby to the doctor, and then like they try to make a like, oh no, but as we were leaving, one of the babies spilled juice, and then like they have to clean it up, and then they have like,
come get you.
and then it has the voiceover. It's like tensions were high that day, and then talking to Taylor, it's like, I can't believe you let the baby spill juice, and he's sort of like, sorry, I didn't know. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. They can't even edit it together with like jump cuts and other things to try to make it into anything. So it'll be like weird jump cuts to nothing. So they'll probably do fine.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's a historic time.
Well, if I'm in a hotel room, I'm watching like My Cousin Vinny or like Occult Secrets of the Third Reich.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you got History
There you
Channel,
go.
that's great.
Yeah.
If you have, I love My 600-Pound Life. I love a lot of garbagey shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's some where it's like, well, y'all didn't find an interesting person.
Well, yeah. I'll watch trash if they have Turner Classic Movies. I just turn that on and leave it on. Yeah.
I go Food Network.
Yeah. I don't
The
know.
last time I was in a hotel, there was a lot of live PD, which is now not a show anymore.
Live? Is that like Cops or something?
It's like Cops, but it's like they switch between like 5 different crews in different places,
There
and
it
it's
is.
like it's live.
Wow, look at Ryan, guys.
It's like a
He
tool
wants
video.
the call to be over.
Oh, does he? Okay. Oh. All right. Well, that's
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for
All
Cowboy
right.
Crew.
See you later.
Woo!
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, is it over?
It's over.
You
Done.
said you wanted it to be over.
Love you guys. Oh, is it over?
I'm trying to end it.
Oh,
Who's
are
over?
we still hanging out?
Who's over?
You're over.
You said
You guys want to go get drinks now? What's up?